Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm going to be sharing my 3 most expensive fragrances in my entire collection. And to be honest, before I clicked play in this video, I just kind of looked at my collection. These are the 3 that really stood out the most that I know are pretty pricey. But if you see something behind me that I didn't mention, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, these definitely stood out. The first one is Fucking Fabulous by Tom Ford. This scent, I believe, retailed at one point for like $550 for the big one, $350 for this small one right here for the 1.5 or 1.7 ml. But overall, you know what? This fragrance does have really good performance. When I did wear it, it just lasted a really long time. It has really good projection. But the actual smell of it, to me, doesn't scream fucking fabulous. It doesn't even really scream fabulous. It smells very safe, in my opinion. And for the name, I was assuming it'd be something a bit more daring, something more polarizing and bold, but it just kind of smelled like baby clean Johnson & Johnson shampoo. Yeah, like a clean newborn baby that just hopped out the shower. Didn't hop out. They were just showered. You know what I mean? But overall, yeah, this thing is pretty pricey. I do like the marketing behind it though, because, you know, it makes people really interested in it. But I'll put the discount site links for all the fragrances in the description, just in case you want to compare and see like what people have it as. But I believe right now my link for this small one is around 280 instead of 350. And then the big one is 380 instead of 550. So that solid, but of course, buy wherever you're comfortable. If you have a discount site link that you trust and you use all the time, then go that route, But yeah, for me, the actual smell of this, not as impressed with, but everything else except the price, pretty solid. Next is a fragrance from Raja Parfums, Sweetie Oud or Sweetie Oud. Some people call it like there's the A in front of it. But I have seen this fragrance go for the mid 500s. I've seen it go in the $600 category or range. And this is a 50 ml. Did I say 1.7? 1.7 ml? No, like fluid ounces. My bad on my description for the other one. But yeah, this is a 50 ml bottle. And like I said, mid 500s, seen it in the 600s before. I've seen it in the upper 600s, almost $700 before. So this thing, I don't know what it is about this juice that like a lot of people, I don't even believe that it's discontinued. Like a lot of people want to get their hands on this. But it smells to me very like it's an oud type of fragrance. So it has, you know, a great longevity, but I don't get that fresh, buttery, bakery sort of smell that a lot of people get. In fact, I find this to be a very dominant oud fragrance in the air, even on my skin. And just for that reason, I kind of have a little bit of an aversion to oud. It still isn't something that clicks with me consistently. There are some fragrances I love with oud, but for the most part, I don't really love it that much. But yeah, I think that if you like oud and you want to kind of smell like a bakery in a sense, then you can give this one a shot. I would not recommend this to beginners at all. I would only really recommend this to people that are, you know, fragrance enthusiasts. You love the brand Raja and you like, you know, it's kind of like owning a luxurious item, like a staple piece or something like that. And people that know that Raja Parfums is a big deal in the fragrance community. But yeah, the price point for this is pretty pricey. It's pretty pricey, but yeah, the longevity, over 12 hours. Same thing with Fucking Fabulous when I wore that one. Then when I tested this one, it does perform really well. It has great projection, but just not my favorite kind of smell, unfortunately. And okay, we're gonna put you back up here. The last one I want to mention is Sultan by Royal Crown. And mind you, everything in this brand usually is upwards of like $400. But I believe with the link I have, it's around 500 something. But I've seen people get it for like 450. So look there. Some people have seen this for like $600. I think somebody DM'd me on Instagram saying that they saw this on eBay for like $800, which is wild to me. But of course, everyone has their own opinion of what they consider to be too expensive. You know, to some people, 500 bucks on a fragrance isn't shit. To others, it's super, super pricey, right? But everything in this brand, for the most part, is really or on that, you know, in that $500 range. With the other two that I mentioned, like with Tom Ford, like with the private blends, I've seen them for around 200, like 250. So that's probably the most expensive private blend from Tom Ford that I've seen. So that is like the priciest one. With Raja, like with Elysium, I've seen this for $280. I've seen a tester bottle for $200. So this blows all the other ones that I have seen out of the water. But yes, that's the difference with Sultan and Royal Crown. For the most part, they're all around that same range. Like that's just how the brand is. But this, like the other two that I've mentioned, has really, really, really good performance. In fact, when I first smelled this, I was preparing myself to not like, well, not to not like it, but I was assuming because of, you know, the bottle presentation that this was going to be an oud heavy fragrance. You know what I mean? It's going to be something that is appealing to, you know, a certain group of people that have had a developed nose, you know what I mean? That enjoy really polarizing scents. But I actually find this to be pretty mass appealing. Like this is a vanilla fragrance, and I honestly thought there was chocolate too, but it turns out it was dates. So it's like a dates fragrance, and then like the fruit dates, and it dried down with some really like not sexy vanilla. I think it was Madagascar, or is it Tahitian? I believe it was Madagascar, but like a different smelling vanilla that's really intoxicating. So for the most part, the actual smell of this fragrance is very, like, it's not polarizing by any means, you know what I mean? So this is definitely a sweet scent. I would not even dare to whip this out when the sun is out, only when it's nighttime or it's gloomy. It's a fall winter type of fragrance for me. And something about this scent is that it didn't really smell like, how do I say this? I kind of got reminded of By the Fireplace, if we're being completely honest, the way that it was playing off my skin, because it did smell like fire when I was wearing the scent. I was like, oh shit. And that reminds me of By the Fireplace because I've never smelled a fragrance like that before. So when I sprayed this one on my arm, I was like, oh shit, it kind of reminds me of By the Fireplace. Doesn't smell exactly like it, but there are definitely some similar qualities that made me make that association with the fragrance. So if you're curious about this one, and you kind of want to know a little bit of what the fiery smell I'm talking about, just go to Macy's or Sephora, actually Sephora or Nordstrom, and then spray By the Fireplace, and you'll kind of understand a little bit of what I'm talking about. But overall, yeah, this is this is a fragrance that's not challenging, but when you smell it, it also doesn't smell like something that you're like, oh, that's a $500 fragrance, you know what I mean? Just because it has, I'm trying my best to like explain it because it's a niche, but like I said, it's super mass appealing. And if I had to like if somebody blindfolded me and had me smell Sultan, I wouldn't think to myself, oh, I know that shit's luxurious. In the same way that I feel like with Risala by Arabian Oud, where even if most people hate it when they smell it in my collection, they're like, yeah, that smells like a rich person. You know what I mean? Whereas this one doesn't really smell like a $500 fragrance, but it's because of the brand and how much they usually charge for their scents that it's, you know, priced that way. But yeah, those are the 3 most expensive fragrances in my collection. Again, I'll put the discount site links in the description if you're curious and you want to compare with other sites. But yeah, always look for a solid discount site link or just a discount site in general that you trust when you're trying to pull the trigger on these bougier fragrances, all right? But anyways, I think out of all of them that I've mentioned, I probably like Fabulous the most just because I don't have to, like, it's pretty warm here and I could probably get away with using this in the spring. Definitely 3 months out of the year, like this one and Sweet Oud are just like 2 months out of the year. It's like a fall winter type of fragrance style. But anyways, I hope you have a lovely day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.